Let's go! Welcome back to Hall of Fame College Football. I'm your host, Jason Watkins, and if you love college football, you're definitely in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss one moment of Hall of Fame College Football. Welcome to the show, Mr. Cody Stovall. Happy tonight, as I am, as we just saw Notre Dame go up to 48-20. This ball game over 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
Imagine that skull drugging. And I called that shit. I've been calling it. Where you at, suck fans? There they are. Hey, damn it. And I meant to wear my SUC shirt today.
Bro, you already know in this fun little line of work that we get to do, you could be right 75% of the time, but that 25% you are wrong. You're going to get chastised and hammered over and over and over. So I don't know. It makes life kind of fun. But
got to tell you, I haven't been wrong all that much when it comes to the big stuff this year.
Well, and I don't know about you, buddy, but sometimes when I'm right, my FanDuel account says, "Thank you, buddy."
Right.
My FanDuel account don't give 13 craps about when I'm wrong.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it's I actually I had a little parlay going here.
Oh, dude, parlays are the best.
I had a little parlay going here with Notre Dame and SC, so I think I'm gonna win 150 off of like a $20.
You know what? Just to put it out there, I threw a couple dollars on Dylan Gabriel winning the Heisman before the season. You know what I mean? I threw a couple dollars at Shedeur Sanders, a couple dollars at Dylan Gabriel. I think I even threw a couple dollars at Will Howard. Mm-hmm. So I won't lie to you, man.
Look at that. Wilkerson won 300 tonight.
I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I did not pick OU to win the Big 12 for two reasons. One, I didn't think it was going to happen. And two, there's not enough meat on the bone to make money, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there might have been earlier on, but there's probably not. And I mean, you know what? Now there is. Now they're still, I think they're plus 1,400 to win the Natty. So there's some meat on that bone. I know you just couldn't do it. You just couldn't do it. Even if it won you $1,500, you wouldn't do it.
Oh no! Here, I don't even want to get into today's betting.
Yeah,
I didn't do bad. What happened was I got locked out of my account and I couldn't make any more bets, and it wouldn't let me change my password and all that stuff. So I have to call support tomorrow.
No.
So I only got to bet on like the very early games this morning. The rest of the day, I got blockaded. It's all right. Mm-hmm. It's all right. It's all right.
Well, happy day for you though, right? Folks, real quick, everybody happy that everybody's in here. Thanks a lot for coming in. Please do wipe your feet on your way in. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're not already a subscriber to Cody's show, make sure you get over there. Locked On Oklahoma State on YouTube, and then of course wherever you get your podcast. Guys, we know three things. Big Lubbock says, welcome to the show, Mike, James, Dakota, Nathan Campbell, Stephen G, my boys. All my boys are in here in Big Lubbock too. Hey, what's up, brother? He says, we know three things. Texas Tech third string quarterback is not ready. 4 interceptions, and the Texas Longhorns suck, but A&M swallows. Wow, that is a solid. That's a very solid.
Yeah, and that sucks for Tech because me and you both have been very, very high on this Baron Morton train.
I like Baron Morton. I do like Baron Morton. Yeah, we were talking about him today.
Tech without Baron Morton, that's rough.
It is, and you know, it's such a weird week, right? This has been a weird ass week in the Big 12. Been a weird ass week in the Big 12 as far as, you know, you had Let's jump on to the Big 12 stuff, and let me just run through these just to make sure I get all the scores right. Hey, listen, big night for your boys. I guess when Gundy decided that it was time for him to, kick the tires again and go to work instead of hanging out on his back porch. They've won back-to-back, one over Kansas tonight, 39-32. They beat K-State last week. Another big one there. Iowa State continues to look very good. They're 30-10 over Cincinnati today. BYU takes it on the chin though at TCU. 44.
Bro, that's surprising with their third string. It's their third string quarterback.
Yeah, it is.
Or it might have been second string, but anyways, without Chandler Morris, I thought the
and then K-State, of course, comes out, 38-21 win for them. And then the other night you had Stephon Boogie Johnson catching a Hail Mary pass at the end of the Houston West Virginia game. He had 2 scores in about 10 seconds. What a weird freaking day. But hey.
Yeah, dude, the Big 12 it's stupid. It's so.
And it's final 48-20 Notre Dame. Love it. Okay, I'm good. Move along. Big 12 is weird, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Just so prepared. I just hadn't been able to understand it myself. And what happens is, though, now you've got Iowa State is still in a decent position, and really Oklahoma State, you're 2-1 in the Big 12. If you continue to win out, of course you get Oklahoma in a few weeks. But if you can win out, getting into that, it's going to still put you in a position where you can still play for it. I'm going to tell you that's wishful thinking for you. But what's up with this? Talk to us about this game, man. I'm going to turn it to you. Go.
At this point in time, I just want to hit the over, okay? Because I stood on the stripper pole and pounded my chest for everybody to hammer the over so much.
I kept telling you to stop that shit.
If we can at least slightly creep over the over, then I'm a happy camper. Yeah, man. It's and I have no problem taking it on the chin, as we just kind of talked about in this job, right? You're gonna be wrong a decent chunk of the time. And I had heard from so many players that Gundy was actually in the facilities this summer, this spring, this fall, and it seemed to be working out. Everybody bought in. It felt very real. And then the season started, and it went back to kind of the status quo. And we started running an offense we didn't run all spring or all fall. So obviously you're having some fracturing in the locker room because everyone's like, what the hell is this? Mm-hmm. And, some things kind of got, I guess, more public than some people would have preferred. And now all of a sudden, Gundy, out of his own mouth, during the postgame show today, out of his own mouth said, I've had to be around and in the facilities 12, 13 hours a day, actually designing game plans and running the special teams for more time than ever before in the last 7 years. Wow. Like Gundy just comes out and says what some people have been trying to pretend hasn't been real.
I was gonna ask you about that. And I saw that. So I'm going to give you an opportunity here. What's up with your boy Sherman, who's been saying that that's not the case and been kind of attacking you on that shit? Dude, what's up with that?
You know the drill, man. There's always going to be people that get butthurt, right? And they get frustrated. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, man. There's a differentiation between, I guess, putting in enough research to try to make sure that what you put out can be validated, even though you're going to be wrong occasionally. But at the same time, man, some people are butthurt, man, and they refuse to see it for what it is. Even if it comes directly out of Gundy's mouth, there will still be that group of people that says, well, just because he said he's around more than ever over the last 7 years doesn't mean he actually hasn't been around over the last 7 years. You know it, dude.
Right. Yeah. And guys like, well, you know how I feel about that dude. He's a clown. He doesn't have anything to say real. So, I mean, that was obvious, but no, look, it's obvious that, when Mike shows up to work, he kind of knows what he's doing a little bit, right?
Dude, he is scripted. Mike Gundy has scripted the first 20, 25 plays of the first two games or last two games, right?
Yeah.
And the plays that Mike Gundy has scripted, we have dominated first quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew? And then when that script is over and you can clearly see Casey Dunn's taken back over to do the live in-game adjustments, we go back to not very good. It's so evident that, okay, as we've talked about before, and we've talked about it with Coach, Mike Gundy may have lost his fastball, but it doesn't mean you can't go into the office and find a badass curveball, and he didn't think he needed one. And now he's been going back to the office. He's been in there every day for the last few weeks. He found a curveball, and it's actually showing the hell up.
Right.
Like I've told you 100 times, man, I don't love Gundy. I know that Gundy has been a massive, massive limitation to Oklahoma State over the last few years. But if he's going to show up and do his ever-loving flipping job and it's going to work, then so fucking be it. I don't care what your contract is.
Yeah.
But if you're not going to show up and you're not going to do your job and you're going to blame the players.
It's still weird. Yeah, it's a weird thing. Yeah, and that's the whole thing, for all that bullshit about him supposedly being pro players when he was in his 40s, which I happen to know that was really that whole ridiculous freaking little thing that he pulled, I'm a man, I'm 40 stuff, was against a woman who was questioning his play calling. It really didn't have anything to do with the kid. That was a bunch of shit anyways. But that's the narrative that everybody's kept around and stuff like that. But here's the deal. We know that that's not who he is anymore. And thankfully and the problem is it took until you got your ass kicked at home by South Alabama before you figure it out. Right. So real quick, Coach, big, I'm such a Notre Dame fan right now, bro. I know you're loving this, Coach. Hey, Coach was like, we ain't playing with the shit on offense. And I was like, just relax. They're playing terribly on offense. So it'll be okay. It's got better.
Well, and I obviously I'm super excited to get the win after getting our ass kicked last week by Louisville, that, by the way, lost to Pitt today. Which it really makes me want to puke that I go back and I go to the Ohio State game. If we'd have had a dead body at tackle, we win that one. And then we piss down our leg against Louisville. But it is what it is. I mean, we're where we are, and it was great kicking USC's ass, and it was great kicking Lincoln Riley's ass, and it was great kicking that. I don't want to use the word on here, so I won't. That cat man that puts fingernail polish on his hands that says "F you," and so it was good to see Cat Daddy getting his ass smothered and throwing interceptions all night long. So anytime you beat USC, it's
worst game is a college starting quarterback, man. First time he's ever thrown 3 interceptions. And he really didn't look. I still tell you that he's the best player in college football, but I will also say that I knew that this is what was about to happen, that they were going to go into Notre Dame and get skull drug. They got another one coming next week. And
they're going to get their ass beat again next week.
It's not going to get better because they can't. Look, it's not even just the defense at this point. And the defense wasn't. I don't think the defense was god awful tonight. To be honest with you,
horrible.
Here's the thing: when you continue, if you're Lincoln and they've even got Cliff there, and they don't know that you have one of the best running backs in the country, and you don't use him. We don't even use him. Unbelievable.
No.
Unbelievable.
Well, hey guys, it's the same old crap. Go ahead.
Hey, can we just go ahead and cancel the word underdog upset anymore. In this world of NIL and transfer era, upsets are now commonplace, right? Almost every team now has a fairly competitive 22 guys. Stanford just proved it. Stanford just proved it last night.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
There's
We could talk a lot about that
places,
too. What a freaking game that was. I mean,
what a debacle.
Holy shit.
What a debacle.
A lot of places may not have a 2 deep, which means when injuries pop up, right, it can derail your season. But a lot of places now have 22 dudes that can compete.
Yeah.
And no, I don't think we can win out, but somebody just said it in a comment. I don't think O State can win out. But I do think that, an 8-4 type of season is very realistic again.
No, I think so. I think the Big 12 as a whole, trash. Trash.
I mean, it
is what mess. It is. Look, man, and look, I wish you guys were playing Texas. I wish you guys were playing Texas.
Me too.
Because they struggle with you guys. So I don't know. I feel like K-State and Tech look like to be, you coming in. How do you not? I mean, and I think that you loaded too much freaking stuff on Texas Tech's plate. If you're Brett Yormark, when you started all that talk up a little bit, loaded up a little more than they wanted to eat. And they kind of tucked the tail between their legs a little bit. And I don't know who this Kansas State football team is.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know who this is. And then West Virginia, I mean, look, I like their defense a lot, and I love the way that they'll run the hell out of the football and keep you off the field. I think that it's a winning formula in this league. But if you go get Dana'd, and they were probably, didn't you tell me earlier that they were going to fire Dana if he'd have lost that game? Wow.
I'd actually heard that from a few different people that they had legit donor interest in running Dana out of town. And then a former Cowboy, Stephon Boogie Johnson, catches a Hail Mary wearing number 12 with 12 seconds left on the 12th. I mean, to help Dana save his job.
Yeah. Bro,
wow.
It's so weird. And the Fertittas don't play. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Hey, Kelly's got to go. Let's take a look and see. I got rid of ESPN because it keeps on throwing stupid stuff up there. But Coach, talk to us a little bit about what you saw in this game. What was the big difference? I mean, I think we know, but we just want to.
Guys, hell, everybody in the country knows what the difference was. We played great defense tonight. We got after their ass. The pressure on the quarterback was incredible all night long. How many times have you ever seen Caleb Williams throw 3 picks? And then you look over on their sideline. Hell, they're over there bitching and moaning and griping at each other.
Yeah.
The frustration was on. And so, no, defensively, I think we dialed up some great blitzes and just kept moving people around and kept them guessing. I thought another good thing we did defensively was, we obviously played lots of man, but he did mix in some zone in there every once in a while just to be honest with them. But good grief. I mean, defensively, guys, and again, if we wouldn't have played that well defensively, men, it could have been a tight football game. It truly could have. Because our offense had to go short distances for 3 scores. So, and again,
then the scoop and score, right? The scoop and score too at the end.
Yeah, scoop and score at the end. I mean, good grief. What a night defense. What was it? 3-5? What was it? 5 turnovers, 6 turnovers?
Yeah, I believe it was. That's what I was just looking at. Shotty, what are you talking about? LSU won by freaking 30. You said Kelly's got to go? Why does Kelly got to go? What are you talking about? I mean, well, I think he's going to go either way, but I mean, he's won the last couple of weeks again. Yeah, let's see. Let me get back to that USC. Let me check the turnovers real fast. And I think it's pretty much over with there. There's 7 minutes left in the Miami at North Carolina. Carolina's got them by 21, 38-17. Duke's beating up on NC State. Oregon State, our boy DJU, handling UCLA for the moment. There's 6 minutes left. They are up 12. They were up a little more than that. So
yeah,
it looks like but this is a 4th and 13 UCLA. It looks like they're going to probably go for it. They're at the 21. They may be kicking here. I think you kind of have to kick here, don't you? Or
yeah,
does it?
Pac-12 is a crazy wild ride this year too.
Dude, it is. It is. But
yeah.
And listen, I was watching that QB room the other day with Jordan Palmer, and he had DJU on. And if you haven't seen that, I would encourage everybody to go. You could see this coming. You could see this coming because that kid looks like he is flat out at peace. Everything that happened at Clemson, he's not blaming anybody for it. He said, you know what, everything happens for a reason. And he's done. And now the reason was for him is now he knows how to read a defense now. He didn't have to do that shit at Clemson.
No.
And that was a big thing. And now the game is slowing down for him at a time when it needs to slow down for him. They're not out of this thing yet if they can hold on and get this thing won. Because they're going to play some defense and they believe in their quarterback. And I believe in that quarterback too, man. Good for DJU, man. Good for DJU. They're up. Alabama struggled with Arkansas at home, won 24-21. They escaped, I would say. Michigan beat
Alabama. Alabama's still overrated in the rankings, guys. That's bullshit. I mean, it's just because they're Alabama. I mean, and
because really, Milroe had 238 and 2, but yeah, I don't buy them either.
Yeah, they're overrated.
Where do y'all think Alabama would sit in the Pac-12 and Big 12 this year? 4th, 3rd?
They would be behind. They would be behind. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know. I think that they beat most of the teams in the Big 12, but I don't. And I'm not saying that you guarantee going to beat them week to week. But I think that the biggest problem at Alabama is the fact that they don't have very good coordinators right now. They don't. They just don't.
Well, and
they got a new trigger.
How long have I said that?
Quarterback. Their quarterback situation is not great.
I think that he's a quarterback. He's pretty similar to Jalen Hurts. You just got to put him in the right position to succeed. You know what I mean? You got to put him in the right
situation. The offensive coordinator there is not going to put anybody in a good situation. He is a friggin' dumbass.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't know that the new one is much better, but I'm kind of with you. Yeah. Oklahoma didn't even play this weekend, and we won big time. Yeah, it's been a winning week, bro. I have watched triggered Texas man all week, and it just warms my heart. And then USC gets thumped today, and it just warms my heart a little bit more. I mean, only thing that would have been better is if Okie Light falls on its face. But hey, then again, it's beggars can't. I've been floating most of this.
It's ironic you say that, man. Like I talked about on my show.
It actually helps. It actually helps Oklahoma. So I'm not bitching too much.
Yeah, it does. Like this is, it's not good for the Big 12 that West Virginia and KU lost. It's not right because the last thing we need is a Red River Big 12 title. That is the last thing this conference needs. So KU and West Virginia were those teams that were like, all right, one of them's going to be able to derail Texas. I don't know, man. It's
Minnesota or Iowa, what? Who do you think it'll be? What do you mean? I'm missing what you're saying there, Nate. Come back to that. Colorado played like a true Big 12 team.
Hey, Shoddy was talking about Kelly from Colorado.
Oh, the DC. Yes.
There you go.
I see that. Why aren't you coming on now? Why aren't you coming on, Shotty? I sit that in there for you, bro. What's up? Come on.
Lottie, Shotty, come on.
And yeah, I don't get it. Oregon State's looking good, man. They're looking really good. So let's see. Colorado just doesn't have the depth, and I think that's their biggest problem. I think we talked about that earlier today, Cody, and me and Coach have talked about it a lot. Shador's on his ass way too much, and you're not going to stop anybody if you have no depth and they're not that good in the trenches. It's going to take that second year. It's going to take that second year of portal time, and the truth of it is it could work out similar to what we saw with Oklahoma last year. If you start thinking about it, the reason that a lot of those top 100 defenders came to Oklahoma because they knew they were going to get an opportunity to play early. Well, and plus the development part, but they knew they were going to get they were trashed last year. Yeah.
The foundation that he's laid this season is going to be massive for their recruiting and what they do next season. I think you're spot on with the OU comp too, actually.
Yep.
No, I mean, dude, he was recruiting number one player in the country to freaking Jackson State. I'm pretty sure he could get him to Colorado. You know what I mean?
Well, you said earlier you still think Caleb Williams might be the best player in the country. Man, Travis Hunter is spectacular.
But here's the other thing that I'm going to ask you guys what you think about this. I'm of the opinion you got to stop with this 150 play shit, man. I don't think it's good for him.
Jason, you've heard me saying this for weeks. Yeah. I don't give a shit how good you are.
Yeah.
You do not need. I'm telling you, he's going to get hurt again, guys.
Yeah.
You do not play.
I think you're shortening his career at this point, man. I think
absolutely you're doing him an injustice by playing him on both sides of the ball. That at this high level of play, guys, you can do it for a little bit, but you're going to get hurt. You saw him get banged up last night.
And listen, I understand.
I don't agree. It's rare. It's rare, Coach, right? It's super, super rare. But like my favorite player of all time at Oklahoma State to watch personally was R.W. McQuarters. He was our returner, our wide receiver, our corner, our safety. He was our water boy. He did everything, and he never got hurt, and he had a phenomenal NFL career. So I do know that it is rare. It doesn't happen very often. And there's only a very, very small.
I will bet you $50. I will bet you $50 right now that before the season is over, Hunter is out injured again, at least a game.
He was tired, man, at the end of that game. Look, he gave up that game-winning touchdown because he was gassed. The ball bounced off his damn back. I think it's they don't need him on offense. Here's the thing. They don't need him on offense. They don't. They've got weapons all over that offense. They do not need him on offense. Put him on the defense. Let him do his thing.
And guys, you can spot play him on offense. You don't have to start him on
at
both
least put him on a
sides
pitch
of the
count.
ball.
I said that earlier to somebody. At least put the dude on a pitch count, man. Because it's too much.
I agree. I agree with that. I don't understand that. Okie was gassed.
Okie is gassed. Yeah. Well, he's just trashing you. It's just that's just bourbon.
Okay.
He's just doing his thing.
I was like,
yeah, dude. He played both. Dude, Travis has been playing about 150 snaps a game. Love it.
All year.
150 snaps a game.
Big love it.
Yeah. He just and I was surprised that he did that with him coming off of an injury like that. I figured they'd have kind of worked him back in. Shit, no. Threw him right back into the fire.
Hey, I want to know what Big Matt's smoking tonight.
He said OU and Okie Light in the Big 12 title game. Okay, are we on the Josh Pate train here today or what?
Hey man, that would be phenomenal. But Alan Bowman is just way too inconsistent. And guys, Gundy kicked 6 damn field goals again tonight. Like that's not gonna beat OU. We're not gonna beat OU with 6 field goals. It's worked against K-State. It's worked against KU, but I don't know.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to look. The one thing that Oklahoma will do, which is something you guys have had a propensity for anyway, is they will turn you over, and they're probably a little pissy. That's there's no way in hell that they're going to overlook any of it being the last one, and all the crap that's been being said by Gundy for the last 2 years about whose fault it is and all that other crap. And look, they've been marking that on the schedule for a while. They're not going to lose the last one. But look, I'm gonna have to say I've got to eat a little crow here because I didn't think they win another freaking game after that shit with South Alabama in the week after that. I just didn't.
Well, I mean, and I talked with you. I knew we had enough talent, guys, right? Individually, like Kendall Daniels, Colin Oliver, Ollie Gordon. We had enough of those next level solid guys that we were going to luck ourselves at least into winning another game or two.
Mm-hmm. I can see Iowa State. Iowa State's playing pretty freaking good football, man. And I'm telling you, they've got a much better quarterback now than they had before he was gambling away. He gambled away his spot.
Yep.
Mr. 4-4. I went 4-4 again. Yeah. Didn't lose. I didn't lose. And how about this? How about, hey, the one that I should get bonus points for being, I think I was the only one that picked Notre Dame, ain't I? And they're immaculate. He said he can wipe his own ass. Thank you, Chicken. I'm glad you can.
I damn sure ain't helping you, Chicken. I know that. I damn sure ain't helping.
I can wipe my own ass.
I thought Okie Light was done too. I thought it was, but look, and then Cody even said it. He admitted it in the press conference that he's been in the building again, not chilling on his back porch, shooting coyotes or whatever the shit he does out there. Frog gigging.
No, he's been hanging out on his farm taking care of his goats.
Oh,
he's been smoking what Matt was smoking.
Yeah. This guy did. Oh yeah, you did. Okay, you did. Good. Hey, well, yeah. If you believed in that freaking defense, and my thing is, it really wasn't even a defensive thing so much. It really wasn't. It was more. I think that now he's doubling down on it so much and wants so badly for Caleb to get one more Heisman before he gets out of there. I think that he is, and he's got one of the best running backs in the country, and they don't run him. It's unbelievable to me. But now you're having a hard time. Hey, we do have some merch up there. That old SUC gear. It's in the podcast merchandise store, along with the Horns Down gear and our Hall of Fame Mafia stuff. Make sure you pop in there. Check that stuff out. Good stuff. Jana Edwards Johnson.
And wipe your feet.
Oh, Jana, are you in here to give me a heart? Hey, this is another Okie Light fan here. This is my friend T's a good friend. Yeah, hey, how are you? Glad you're in here. Your boys are winning again somehow. I don't know how, but what we just said, how. He got off his back porch and he went to work. The guy went to work. The guy went to freaking work. Go figure. I thought Notre Dame was going to come back angry looking past Louisville. Hey, Louisville just took one on the chin tonight too. Pitt beat them of all teams.
Yeah,
beat them up.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm going to tell you,
they
guys,
had to get rid of their quarterback. Good grief.
And listen. I'm not here making excuses because
they do.
I go from week to week. We get our ass beat, and we move on to the next one. But I'm going to tell you guys, and people are always talking about Notre Dame playing a weak schedule. Guys, we hit a stretch when we started the Ohio State game. All night games. I'm the travel. I'm telling you, it's hard to maintain. Playing well for that many quarters in a row, and I tell you, I truly believe that it took a toll on us by the time we got to Louisville last week. I think it took a toll. And I think if USC was really good, like the rankings say that they are, which they're not, and we've been talking about this all year long. USC is not a good football team. They had Caleb Williams, and we ate his ass up tonight. But they're fixing to lose some more ball games here. But guys, the stretch that we've had to battle in there for several games, and you go down. I mean, we're going to be playing Pitt here pretty soon, and some, So it's tough, guys, and USC's fixing to see exactly what I'm talking about right now. That Notre Dame's been through that gauntlet. It's tough when you have to play that many quarters in a row.
Hey, somebody highlighted a comment about Texas happened to go to Ames late in November. If that's a night game,
they did everything but lose last year anyway. They did everything but lose that game last year. There was 2 bad calls at the end too, and they still, and plus they Xavier, what's his name? The other Xavier kid, he dropped one right in his freaking breadbasket. Right down there by the goal line for Iowa State to lose that one.
If that's a night game, give me Iowa State, y'all.
Guys, Texas will piss down their leg again. I mean, that's Texas. They're going to piss down their leg again.
Shout out to Buc-ee's. We're still waiting on that sponsorship, Buc-ee's. Shout out to you guys though. Love it. I could go for a brisket sandwich right now. Shout out to Buc-ee's.
Oh, don't do that.
Man,
now
so
I'm hungry.
I know, bro. So am I.
And I'm pretty sure I'm like 5 hours from the nearest Buc-ee's.
Yeah. Hey, did you folks wipe your feet when you came in? I hadn't looked yet, but I'm looking now. So if you haven't hit that like button, please make sure that you do get in there. Hit the button. We need it. It helps us out more than anything else. If you would like to support the channel, you can always become a member of the Hall of Fame Mafia. That's our channel membership, $3 a month. It starts off at $2.99 a month. That's less than half of what your Starbucks coffees cost. So make sure you jump in there. You get a lot of member perks with that as well. We'd definitely appreciate it. We got 27 likes for our 50 viewers right now.
Come on, guys, like it up.
Come on. If you want to say you don't like it, that's okay.
If you hate Notre Dame, hit the like.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there is that. You can do it anyway. Texas will lose to ISU. Xavier Hutchinson. Yeah, that's who I was talking about. He dropped that one, and it was right in his freaking hands too.
Yeah. Good call.
Right in his hands. Tebow lands wherever's the easiest. Look. I wouldn't be surprised about that. I saw there was a Cliff Kingsbury sighting down on the sideline towards the end of that game today. I was kind of surprised to see that. I thought he was just hanging out up in the freaking top. He even had a beard and stuff. Oh, Cliffy. Hey, listen, I love me some Notre Dame tonight too. Loved it, and I called it Skull Dragon. Skull Dragon. Just knew it was coming. Drunk and hungry. Yeah, I'm pretty hungry too. Hey. If you're hungry and you're in Texas, head out to Buc-ee's. Get the hookup. We're definitely looking for that deal. Hey guys, you can also help us out with if you want to get official podcast merchandise. As I said, we do have our official SUC wear, not USC, SUC, and the horns down stuff. If you are a grill master, one of those folks that enjoys throwing down on the grill, tailgating, the Louisiana Grills, you get $100 off on anything in their black label line. They have amazing stuff. You can actually smoke these. You can do a smoke job with your phone. It just kind of runs its own thing. These are amazing freaking pellet smokers. You got to go in there and check them out. And then we also have our membership with Fanatics, up to 65% off everything in the store just by using our link. So make sure you hop on there. We'll get a small commission. You get a good deal. So it helps everybody.
Hey, Jay.
The easiest way to freaking help us, just hit the freaking thumb. That's it. It's free. You know what I mean?
Somebody, Nathan Campbell, asked about Oregon State, Washington State game. I don't necessarily care about the game part right now per se, but what are you guys hearing on the Oregon State, Washington State, Big 12 landscape? I haven't heard a lot lately.
Swain was saying he thought that it was coming. And I think Immaculate, you were in here, or if you're still in here, tell us what you're hearing, because I know you guys were talking a little bit about that on the show towards the end, or when I got in there yesterday. So it sounds like
hit me up or something, or jump in.
I think it's coming. I think it seems like it's coming, and it should be. Those guys,
that's what I thought, but I know they're in litigation right now in Washington and some other. You know what I mean? So I didn't know if that's why we're not hearing anything. I would assume.
I think they're waiting on that to finish up. It looks like, I mean, I don't even know what that litigation is all about, but that's kind of what the gist of it was, is as soon as that kind of straightens itself out, and then whatever's going to happen, apparently that I loved it. Oh, wow. You was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, but they were talking, the ACC's talking all about academics again. That means that they must be about to blow up.
Oh, man.
They must be about to blow up, right?
They're talking academics. That's never a good sign.
It's not a good sign. If I see Tony Altimore talking about it, then you know it's going down.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking,
you're hearing people jump up and say, "Who cares about football? We get straight A's."
God almighty. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of academics, you know how we are at Notre Dame about academics, but we're losing our president, Father Jenkins. He just put that out there, and he's going to be out coming up here in 2024. So we're going to have basically a new president and a new athletic director, and hopefully we're a little bit more athletic minded in that perspective. And I think if we're a little bit more athletic minded in those two positions, I think we could really become hell on wheels.
Yeah, man. You guys have the backing to be as powerful as anybody in America.
Yeah.
And absolutely. You have the fan base, facilities, tradition, history. Yeah. You have everything that Penn State has without all the scandal stuff. Go figure.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, hold on. Can I hit this? Caleb Williams, there's no way in God's purple earth Caleb Williams is regretting leaving Norman, because he's about that Hollywood finger painting nail life, guys. He's all about that life.
There is that.
He is.
There is that. But here's the other thing. Let's just be real about it. Hey, he went to Oklahoma to play for Lincoln Riley. He left Oklahoma to play for Lincoln Riley. He's won a Heisman, and he's going to be number 1 in the draft. I don't think he regrets shit.
Yep.
I just don't. And honestly, guys, we could if we're headed down the road of taking target practice at Dylan Gabriel, don't do it.
Hey,
don't do it.
He does regret. Caleb does regret one thing: playing Notre Dame's ass tonight.
Yeah. Look, and here's the thing. I think that I think if he's looking back and saying, yeah, I mean, you can look and see what's going on over here. You saw that he had a tweet or something where he was actually saying good luck basically in fuck Texas going into the game last week. There's some love there, right? But what I'll tell you is that and it's easy to look back on that, but they were 6-0 coming into this week too. But he has to know. I think, do I think that he wishes Alex Grinch wasn't around? Sure. Do I think he wishes that maybe, Lincoln would not make him have to play Superman every week? I think he probably does. But his legacy is also going down as Superman. If they somehow, here's the other thing, if they somehow, and this ain't happening, but if somehow they were only to lose a couple of games, do you not think that he probably wins the Heisman again?
Nah, I don't know, man.
I don't think so.
Because he would have to beat Utah. He would have to beat everybody except for one of the rest of the guys they're playing, and it's Utah, UCLA, Oregon,
man.
Washington.
You asked me. I think Michael Penix, unless he gets hurt or something crazy happens.
I think Penix put himself in the driver's seat tonight.
He did. Yeah. He sure did.
Yeah,
he sure did.
That was a Heisman. That was the RG3 level Heisman style drive there at the end. That was something.
And in my opinion, Caleb put himself out of it tonight.
Yeah. But I was just saying, would he definitely be out of it if he only ended up losing one more, though?
I don't know.
Because that means he probably just beat Michael Penix, and that probably means that he's back in the conference championship game too.
But I'm gonna tell you what, I truly believe that we're not even gonna see that scenario because they're gonna get their ass beat again and again. They could lose another 3 or 4. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, you know I've been saying that all year. I'm on them for at least 3, probably 4 losses, and hell, with UCLA's defense, they look kind of similar to Notre Dame the way they play.
Yeah,
they just do. They're physical. They go out there. In fact, we need to look at that score real quick. Did Oregon State finish that off? They did. Final score 36-24. Good job, DJU. 258 and 2 touches. Big win. Big win for Oregon State. They stay in the thick of the race in the Pac-12, and he helps himself out a little bit too. Look, like I said, if you guys haven't seen that quarterback room with Jordan Palmer, you guys should go check that out. It was only from a couple of days ago. Very, very good stuff, man. Very good stuff. I enjoyed it. He was talking about the reads that he's made. I mean, they had him in. Jordan Palmer was like, dude, this is stuff that we usually have to teach people as they're coming into the draft stuff. And he said, and you're way ahead of the curve. I think that somebody's going to get a big steal with DJU. They are. And good for him, man. Good for him after all the crap he took.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ask Coach, the guy from NBC, 2 jobs. What? What do you mean? 2 jobs at NBC? What is that about? Yeah, look, and Caleb, look, I'm not a big Caleb Williams hater. But I've liked him less and less as he, is some of the stuff that comes out of the stuff he says. I wasn't a huge fan of the nail painting saying that stuff, and whatever, man. Whatever.
Speaking, Jason, you were talking about being hungry. Both of you guys were talking about being hungry earlier. We fed Caleb some steak tonight.
Show did.
Tube steak.
Love it. You tell her I said hello, chicken. Appreciate that. Tell her I said hello.
Hey, me too. Hi, Christina.
Yeah, look, I mean, that was, again, I have a hard time blaming Caleb for leaving because he showed up because of Lincoln and he got what he was looking for from Lincoln. He is going to be the #1 pick. And look, and he got a lot of money out there from the NIL and all that other stuff. But he's not going to have, they will have wasted his talent in LA, just like it was getting wasted here. It was. It was getting wasted here. Now, and look, here's the truth of it. If he was playing for this football team, would they be a little better? Yeah, they would. They would. Because they have defense.
Texas A&M should have done fired Jimbo, Steven. Jimbo's got to go. Jimbo's got to go.
He should be gone.
How do they keep him?
Leave him there. Leave him there. He's doing good.
That's true. Right? That's kind of how I feel about Gundy too. Let him stay forever. Yeah. Let him stay forever. No, because Cody would just lose his shit if after. But do you? Okay, so there's a question I have, and this is a legit question. You kind of brought this up on your show earlier, and I want you to expound on it a little bit. If all of a sudden Gundy is now back in. It even 1 foot in the door again, right? Doing a little work. I don't think he's ever going to go back to work full time, but let's just say he's got a little, and they compete next year.
Oh, yeah.
What happens? Does he actually leave? Because you talked about that there's a 2-year succession plan in place or something, or supposedly in place?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah.
Does he end up
that's the
saying,
thing. That's the thing,
nah,
man,
you know what? I think maybe I'll stay for a little while longer.
Yeah. Well, and here's my deal. If he will bring us another damn Big 12 title trophy, then he can have his 5-year revolving contract. It's lack of championships. That's all it is. If Gundy has championships, he is one of the top 100 coaches in football, but he doesn't.
100?
So you're right. If
Top
we
100?
win 7-8 games the next couple of years, and it's a nice transition, he gets to ride off in the sunset, still a legend, still can kind of help like Bob Stoops. That's great. But you're right. If we mess around and play for a Big 12 title or win a Big 12 title, Gundy ain't going nowhere. He's not.
Wait. But you really think you're going to win a Big 12 title before 2026?
I don't. But you brought it up, right? If he were
and I'm saying if they kind of stay middle to upper tier, right? If they compete in the top 3 or 4, does he hang?
I think so. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stephen G, this is a good question. Are you saying top 100 in history? Because you can't be saying that, right?
100%.
No.
Yeah, dude.
God,
hold on. We had this conversation, I think, at one point in time.
Yeah, on your show.
I looked at the
on your
top
show with Jason Sherman. Shit.
We went over the top
Sherman's
100
an
list,
idiot.
and I even said that Gundy is not in the top 100. He's probably not even in the top 150. He's probably not even in the top 175.
Bro,
but
all those wins that he gets are over teams like South Alabama. Come on.
If Mike Gundy had 4 Big 12 titles, yeah, he'd be one of the top 100, maybe at least top 150, at least. But he doesn't have those, so he's not. So he's just a coach that wins a lot, but can't win the ones that matter.
Yeah, I know. And I guess it does. But here's the deal. Y'all better win something. You better win something soon, because it's already getting harder to recruit Oklahoma. Because BV wants to get the best guys from Oklahoma. He feels like it's important. And it is important. You have to recruit your state. It's a must.
Yeah.
Even if it's a small group of kids, you got to get them first.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, guys, there's another piece to this too, and it's something none of us have any idea about. Although his ego is huge, but I'm not sure Gundy wants to do this a lot longer. We don't know the answer to that, and I'm not sure he wants to.
Okay, Nathan was asking if the guy from NBC, it's one of the 2 jobs at Notre Dame athletic director or the president's job. Is he going to come back and take that job? That's what Nathan's asking.
He's already taken the job as the athletic director. So
okay.
He's
He's
already our incoming athletic director. And that's what I was kind of talking about earlier is if we get a good president, because I guarantee you this guy that's coming in from NBC, he wants to win athletically. And so what will the new president bring in? And I got to tell you guys, I think there was maybe a little bit of push to Father Jenkins. Thank you. We appreciate everything we've done. We love you. But, in a good old Irish way of saying it, get the hell out of here. We need somebody new blood.
Yeah, Kenneth, these guys have been good. They've been good. So I don't know really what to tell you. And here's what I'm going to tell you too. There's plenty of time left to win and lose this thing. I think that Penix took the lead today. It was the biggest game of the week. I think that Dillon Gabriel put himself in the conversation a week ago.
Yeah.
And I think that with what you're starting to see some of these guys, I never thought Bo Nix was a real candidate for that, even though Nike's got their money behind him. But I never thought he was a real candidate. Caleb, he hasn't been. Look, it's not really on Caleb that they're not winning. That he can't win it again. It's that they will never. There's no way they were going to win They're not going 11-1 again. They're just not. They're just not. So in order to do that, you'd have to do that again, and I don't see it happening. So I mean, I just don't. I think that they're gonna flame out now. But I think Dylan probably has to go undefeated to win it.
Oh, really? Dylan Gabriel?
I do. I think they have to go undefeated to win it.
Yeah,
I think they almost have to go undefeated to get in the playoff because of the schedule, man. The narrative about that schedule is so bad.
Yeah.
And it's reached every Tom, Dick, and Harry with a freaking microphone has talked so much shit about it, like it's their fault that this is what happened.
Right.
And you know, that it's their fault that the freaking Big 12 is shitty. Any of that, you know what I mean? And it's not. But the truth of it is, you can only play the games in front of you. But I do believe that if Oklahoma doesn't win all of them,
you're right, Judge.
I'm not positive that they get to the CFP. Now, if the Pac-12 continues to cannibalize each other, maybe. But if they lose to Texas in the conference championship game, no. If they were to lose to BYU on the road and then beat Texas or something in the conference championship game, that I could see. Although BYU got the shit kicked out of them today.
Yeah.
At TCU, I didn't see that coming.
No.
Didn't see that coming.
No.
Yeah. So this is a hard year for Oklahoma to. You can't afford to lose one, and it's a hard thing to do is go undefeated. And as far as Dylan goes, hey, look, I think he's going to get his flowers. I think that it's starting to look more and more like he might get a New York invite, but I don't know that. I mean, I think they got to go undefeated for him to have a shot at it, really.
I don't actually think that the Big 12 sucks this year. I think the Big 12, it's
bro, the metrics do not look
even,
good.
But here's one thing I will say, and it kind of goes back to can we maybe throw out the idea that the word upsets or underdogs should maybe be less and less and less of a thing. If whoever comes out of the Big 12, will be battle tested as all get out. And whoever comes out of the Big 12 will be battle tested enough. They'll be battle tested enough to beat the Big 10 champ again, not the SEC champ. It'll look a lot like last year, I feel. Even if that's OU or Texas.
Yeah.
Whoever comes out of the Big 12 will be more battle tested than the Big 10.
I don't explain that to me. I don't.
Yeah, explain it because
I don't get that.
I do agree that the Big 10 is shitty too, aside from those top three.
But I want to know how the Big 12, coming out of the Big 12, you're going to be battle tested. Who's giving you those battles?
Coach, I'm glad you asked that. So how many other conferences does the teams at the top have to pack their lunch for the teams at the very, very bottom?
Well, but if the teams at the top are near the teams to the bottom, I mean, I think it's all relative. I mean, if there's separation,
that means the teams at the top ain't that good either. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I would
agree with that. And look, that's the one thing I'll say about Oklahoma is they have not played with their food the way that Texas has. That little narrative that was going around last week before the Red River that Oklahoma's fucked around with the teams that they played, not true. They've done what they're supposed to do coming into this thing, right? Do they need to continue doing so? Yes. We've talked about this once a week, every week, basically since SMU, and said, look, you need to make sure that you show, you go in there, you be a grown-up and you handle your business. Continue stepping on throats. Do not let anybody don't let anybody get up there. But the beauty of what we saw, Iowa State, when they hit those 2 long touchdown passes, it's not like they were blown coverages. It's that a little lack of discipline there. They were trying to go for the pick 6 because they wanted, they already had 1 pick 6 and they were smelling blood in the water. That was Key Lawrence. And I think it was kind of key both times. And I think that Pearson's not great as far as when it comes to coverage. I think he's a heavy hitter, but he's not a big coverage guy. We've seen him make some mistakes there too. The rest of the secondary is freaking unbelievable. And the other thing that we've seen is that in the trenches, Coach Venable's done what he said he was going to do already, and it's just getting better. So I really do think that we're going to see, a little more. What's been 20 years? What are we saying?
Well, anyways, yeah, I just to kind of hammer home the battle tested thing. There's teams in the SEC that can walk into half of the other stadiums and win with their second string unit. There's nobody that can say that in the Big 12.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the Big 12 this year is that good, man. I don't. I think that it's competitive, but I don't think it's competitive in the same way that it was last season. I think we're seeing some teams that aren't. I think we're seeing some teams that should be very good and are not.
I think you're exactly right. And back to my point of, I think it's very competitive. But at what end of the spectrum is it competitive? Is it competitive?
Right. Well, last year you could respect it because I think anybody could beat anybody, but there were some really good teams.
Right.
I think that, TCU proved that when they went to the championship game. Now they got skull drug when they got there, but I think you're.
Yeah,
muted.
I don't. We're not going to know the answer to that question until after the bowl games.
I agree.
Yeah. I get it, guys. And again, I'm not trying to just trash anybody. And hey, good for Matt.
Oh yeah.
Good for Matt Campbell to freaking save his life and his job. And same with old Neil Brown out at West Virginia. Good for those guys. Right.
And Dana.
I don't think Dana saved his job yet. He beat West Virginia, bro. Come on.
Bro, he saved his job for some people.
West Virginia was picked to finish last. Let's see what happens.
I think that's
now. If he beats Texas this week, his job is safe.
Oh yeah.
He ain't beating Texas this week. I don't give a shit what anybody says. It's not happening. But here's the deal. Here's the one thing I'll tell you is we have seen Texas fall apart in the past. We have yet to see Sark win more than 9.
And dude, Houston,
the year that he won 9, that was actually Lane's team that they fired Lane on the tarmac. He took over, and that was his boys, and he won it in the first year. He won 9, and he hadn't done it since. They gagged last year and went 8-5. They lost to Washington big in the bowl game. Couldn't win the.
I think Houston's got enough offensive talent to screw people up occasionally.
Yeah, I agree with that part.
Skill positions,
their quarterback's got a big arm and he's an athlete, right?
And they've got some really good wide receivers, I think.
Yeah, I like Boogie. I like Boogie. I think he's pretty good. Yeah, I think he's going to be pretty good.
The guy they have as their starting Z is number 1 in the Big 12 in receiving yards, I believe.
Yeah, it's an air raid. I get it. That's what he does. Washington may not lose. Yeah, they're going to lose one. They're going to lose one somewhere.
Yeah,
they're going to lose one somewhere, bro.
I think
they might lose the Apple Cup. That's going to be a hell of a game, by the way.
They might not lose. They might not. They likely.
I'll tell you something.
Likely will slip up.
I'll tell you something. I think that they should have lost today. Oregon State.
Yeah.
Bro,
yeah.
I don't understand what the hell Dan Lanning was doing. Right before the half, he goes for it instead of kicking for the 3. Right after the half, he does the same shit. They don't get either one of them. Then he goes for it around the 50-yard line at 4th and 6 or 7. They don't get that one either. They lost by 3 points, guys. What the fuck you doing? What are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
I understand being aggressive before the half. Fine. Don't do it again. Get the freaking points at some point.
Guys, I'm going to tell you this from experience. pressure makes coaches make dumb decisions.
That was stupid. I'm sorry,
Pressure.
it was stupid.
It's pressure, and it's also, honestly, some people would disagree with me here because they'll say it's just the opposite of this. But I think the pressure of thinking you're not as good as your opponent force you to do those kinds of things. And you think you've got to do something a little extra to win the ball game. And
yeah,
that's what I think he did. And but like you said, Jason, don't do it multiple times.
I mean, I got it at the half. I mean, you got an opportunity. You're coming back out and you get the ball again at the half. Sure. You got an opportunity for a 2-for-1. I get it.
Right.
But that partly, I mean, I would have taken the 3 probably even then. But I get it. This is a rivalry game. You're going to have to go and I mean, he said it to the commentator at the half. He was like, "Hey, man, we got to be aggressive here to win. We're gonna have to score touchdowns to win." Okay, fine. But when it comes down to 3 at the end of the ball game, and you've gone for it and left points on the board twice, and then you going for it on 4th down in some odd spots, in plus territory for the other school. If you don't get there, I don't like it.
Guys, go get the points. Go put the points on the board, because you know what?
And I like Dan Lanning. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he's a good coach. I just don't think that was a good move. I really don't.
Pressure.
Yeah. Oregon State could get Washington. I could see that too. Listen, I'm telling you guys, DJU is feeling himself right now. Loving it. I am so glad to see it. I really think a lot of Big Dave and the whole Uiagaleilei clan. They're bad people. Awesome people.
He's alive again, guys. He's alive again.
He is.
He's going to be trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he already is trouble.
I think that the dude might be playing his way into the first and second day draft, and for sure the second day. He's big enough. He throws lasers. Man, they just weren't doing it. They're still not doing the right thing at Clemson. They're liable to lose 7-5 this year. What the hell are they doing? They don't look good. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Where do the coaches Irish go from here? Look, they can play spoiler a lot.
Yeah.
And they can get into a New Year's 6 game. They got to get into that New Year's 6 game. That's what you got to be looking for and looking towards next year. And they've got a quarterback that they're bringing up. But I think, Coach, are they going to get a new coordinator?
I don't know the answer to that. I don't like him either. I like him better than the last one we had. But I'm still not satisfied that, again, we've had this conversation. We screwed the pooch this year because we didn't want to pay a couple of extra $1 million. And
$1 million.
If we pay an extra $1 million, I'm not sure we're not setting undefeated today. But it is what it is. We definitely Marcus. This is going to lie at Marcus's feet. And you know what? I know that's his buddy. But at the end of the day, when you're the head coach, you got to have, even with your buddies, you got to sit down and have the hard conversation at the end of the season. Say, you know what? you did a decent job for us, but I've got to upgrade our offense coordinator position. We'd like for you to stay and coach the tight ends. If you don't want to do that, get the hell out of here. I mean, that's the only way you can put it. But we need
look. I think a 3rd grader knows what the hell they're running on first down, bro.
Yeah, it's hell. We were texting each other back and forth saying what they were fixing to run. I mean, it's utterly ridiculous.
And I love Audric Estime. I think the dude is unbelievable.
He is.
But
they're not putting him in a good situation.
I mean, come on. And you know what? Do that for a while. But you said it yourself. How about a little play action on first down?
Yeah.
Because they know you're going to run that stupid ass draw.
All it is they're running zone. They're running zone stretch between the tackle. I mean, it's not even stretch. I'm sorry. They're running the zone between the tackles, and that's all they're running in there. Zone,
Right.
zone, and they run they run it two different ways. They run it as zone, and then they run it as duo. And duo is where you're getting double teams, and that's what they're doing. But again, mix in some play action pass, and then you're going to really get good at both because you're going to have more balance.
Yeah. Well, and they're not going to have Sam around next year, so it sucks that But I think that they can still have it. I mean, you don't have to play in the playoff to have a good season, and
right.
And if this was next year, then they could still make the playoff because there's 12 teams. We got to let Cody get out of here. Cody, I do appreciate it, and I can't stay much longer either. But really appreciate you coming in, and hey. I did
Cody,
not
congrats,
expect
by
this.
the way, buddy.
Congrats to you, man. And honestly,
absolutely.
I will say this one more time is that I have respect for the fact that you're the one guy out in the Stillwater freaking connection crew out there that'll tell the fucking truth when it comes to Uiagaleilei and Mike Gundy. And that I respect about you. I don't like
it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard being on an island because people have this tendency to believe that if it doesn't come from a major legacy media guy, that it's automatically not true, right? So it is difficult, but like you said, man, I gotta have faith in the research that I do, and
at least you're doing it because nobody else is what I'm getting at. That's why I respect it.
That's why big media doesn't know their head from their ass because they don't research.
Yeah. Oh, that's all over. That's not just in freaking Uiagaleilei land. It actually goes on.
No, it's
in
all
freaking
over the country.
It's
but kudos to you.
Yeah.
And congratulations on the win.
And I'm glad that you kind of taking your show back over and doing your own thing. You're killing it. Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Yeah, because I got to tell you, that other dude you had on there was an idiot. Sorry. I just,
that's my name. That's my name. That's my name is idiot. Come on.
You guys are.
But you're a good dude, man. I'm telling you, Cody.
Thanks, brother. Dude. I appreciate it, man. I like I said, man, all I can hope is that, the passion and everything I try to put in to exude on a daily basis. All I can do is continue to hope that it keeps being fruitful.
Yes. And you're doing well, buddy.
You're doing what you're supposed to do, bro. Keep it up.
Well, I appreciate you, fellas.
Tell everybody how to find you and then get over there and take care of mama.
Yeah, no, my daughter made cookies. They're supposed to be green, but they look blue. I'm gonna eat them anyways. I don't care what color they are. I do the daily Locked On Oklahoma State YouTube show. Or on every podcasting platform, Spotify, Apple, all that fun crap. And I like to mess around occasionally on Twitter at All Day O State. Other than that, man, I'm pretty easy to find.
Hey, Cody. Did you say the cookies look? Did you say the cookies look green?
Yeah.
I think you got a Notre Dame fan there.
Well, she said it was blue. She said it was blue food coloring, but
they
don't look so blue.
I think
blue and green.
You still have a Notre Dame fan.
If there's any gold sprinkles on there, you're totally screwed.
Well, now I have to get off here. I have to get off here because you guys are corrupting my daughter's ear holes.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, sweetie, go Irish.
No, she can't become a Notre Dame fan.
Oh yeah, I was going to say we didn't cuss in front of her, did we?
Yeah. Sure she can.
All right, cool.
Go Irish.
All right, man.
All right,
thanks for coming on, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, Coach. Appreciate you, Jason.
God
bless. Right, go, Coach. Thanks, guys.
Talk to you later.
Later.
All righty. So Cody Stovall, Locked On Oklahoma State. If you guys aren't subscribers, I know most of you are. Get in there and take a look at his stuff. He's actually grown his subscriber base. He does tell it like it is. He's one of the few that will. And you know what? He can handle it when you troll him a little bit too. So we'll give you, you got to give him props for that part of it too. So it's good
he
stuff,
does
man.
Good.
He's
one of the good guys.
Yeah. Let's see. What if USC went 6-7? Serious question. I mean, I guess they could. Can they? No, because they went 6-0. So the worst they could go with. Oh, I guess they could go 6-7.
They could.
Yeah,
they could.
They have to lose them all. I have a hard time believing they lose to Cal.
That won't happen.
They're not losing to Cal, and I think that they could beat Utah because I don't know. I don't think they beat Utah. I think Utah kicks their ass too because they're tough and physical, like I've been saying about Notre Dame all year. I think that was the difference tonight. The physicality. They weren't ready for it. And that's what Utah beat them up with last year because as much as I like Cam Rising, he wasn't as good as Caleb in either game. No. So, I mean, Cody is good people, man. He is definitely. Yeah, but I still do think that they don't have to play Oregon State. Bad for Oregon State, good for USC. But they got to deal with UCLA, which is another one of those teams that's going to play. I mean, they freaking play good defense. They're big, they're mean, and they hate USC as much as anybody. And then they got to deal with Oregon, who's going to be pissed off Oregon, and they're going to have to play, and that's on the road. And then they have to play Washington at home, and Washington's defense isn't as bad as USC's. And it's actually pretty good. It wasn't bad. I think you're going to have a hard time shutting down any offense that's high powered like that.
Yeah.
I mean, shutting them down is different. I mean, you make some stops, you get some turnovers. That's what you have to do with some of these teams. That's just how it's going to be. It's just like what we saw with Oklahoma and Texas last week. Texas is going to move the football.
Sure. They should. They better.
They were going to move the football.
They got probably the best overall athletes in the country. Yeah. Position by position.
No doubt. And in the end, again, I still feel like they could win a few of them, but I think that they lose. They've got what? They've got 5 games left. I mean, if they win 3 of those,
could lose 3 to 4 more. Guys, they could lose
3 or 4 of them. They're not losing to Cal. They're not losing to Cal.
No.
I mean, they're not losing to Cal.
But they could lose at least 3 more.
Yeah, they could.
Easily. Yeah.
Yeah. The only good and sensible poke. Yeah. And he gets beat to hell for it, Ken. He does.
Yeah.
Even his buddies. I mean, it's yeah. You guys, if y'all see Jason Sherman around on Twitter, if you're Twitter folks, tell him he sucks. Just for fun, because he does.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even gonna go there.
Yeah,
I'm not going. I am not going to waste my time talking about him.
He said some shit to Cody this last couple of weeks, so I already hated him, so it was good. But I'm glad that that's not going to be happening anymore. So good, it's good.
Well, nothing factual comes out of his mouth.
No, he was just talking smack. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. You know what I mean? I had actual facts. I came to the gunfight with a gun and a couple of magazines. He came with a pea shooter with one, and he missed. So it was just kind of stupid. That's the dude I body bagged. Yeah, that was him. And then walked. So yeah. Anyway. We don't need to keep on that. All right, Coach, awesome job tonight. I enjoyed watching that game quite a bit. Excited about next week. Look, it's time to get back to work, and I'm hoping that I may try to get over there for the UCF game. I'm gonna have to wait and see. I'm trying to work it out, but I'd like to because I think that UCF and all their smack talk about Dylan earlier in the year made sure that the OU will not overlook them. And I suspect you might see some crap talking coming out of the bounce house this week too. I'm all here for it. And we got to make sure that we put it out there when you see it. So, yeah. Look, that's, as Oklahoma fans, that's what I would continue to encourage, is that we have to hope that they continue to show maturity and playing the way that they need to play. You can't overlook anybody. When's the last time an Oklahoma team went unbeaten? 2000. That's 23 years ago. And there's been opportunities to do it a number of times, and they didn't do it. You knew it wasn't going to happen when Lincoln was here. In the end, this is one of those things that you have to make sure that they have to make sure that you don't and I don't think Coach V is going to allow them to do that anyway, but I love when somebody, adds a little spice to it. That'll be even better, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Coach, love you, man. Chicken loves you.
Love you too.
The whole crew in here loves you. We love all you guys. We appreciate everybody coming in here and being a part of this amazing community that we've been building, man. I really do. And we have
Jason, we still growing?
We are still growing a bit. Yeah, I think we're approaching 2,600 now.
Okay.
But yeah, let's see. I don't know how many exactly. Let's see.
Everybody hit the like. Don't forget hit the like.
Make sure you hit the like button. We've got 35 likes. We've had 280 views.
Ooh.
So that's not great, So help us out. Make sure you hit the like button. You can hit the dislike button if you hate it. That's okay.
Yeah.
But we appreciated everybody coming in here. And again, we will see you on Tuesday for sure. We generally would have been on the snap count tonight, but Coach, I was out there in Nashville watching Georgia play, and Stat Guy had some stuff going. I mean, he's been having some health issues, so he wasn't able to do it for him. I wanted him to come on with us too, but he's just kind of going through it. So Mike, keep old Stat in your prayers too. He's been going through some stuff. But yeah, listen, thanks a lot. No, I appreciate this. I definitely want to jump over there and see all the meltdown that's going on with USCJ and Prangley and Tony Altomar too. Even if I got to watch it after the fact, I'm going to check it out. But I hope you've been trolling them a little bit. Head on over there and tell them how great they are, guys. We appreciate it. All about the Hall of Fame Mafia. And you can join that too. $3 a month. That's all it takes. Just hit that join button. It's right next to the like. You can do both. All right, guys. Thanks a lot again. Coach, love you, man. We will see you
too, brother.
on the next one.
Have a